Alright, so here we are again. We're where we left off last night in Nassau in the Bahamas. It's not bad. Free. Let's zoom out a little bit more. I want to see some things. There's more to it than this, though. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's right. That looks better. You know, it's okay. So I'm going to fly in the TBM. I thought about flying another airplane, but last night's stream I wasn't real happy with it, so I'm going to do it again. So let's see. Switches off, 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 off. There we go. Last night, that sim was everywhere. Tonight, they're nowhere. Hi, Christopher. I wrote the wrong title. Hold on.
Aural warning, okay.
TBM900 Nassau, Bahamas to Jacksonville, Florida. XPlane 11. Oh, 5.
Pause system test.
I can type.
Okay.
Hey, Ken. I fixed the title. I think I fixed the title, unless there's something I'm missing. So, yep, we're picking up where we left off. Ken, I did finally get my sim up last night and did a couple of touch and goes at Santa Barbara. And I might do a touch and go instead of doing a full stop when I get to Jacksonville tonight. I might do one touch and go and come back around. Let's see. Where was I? Fuel looks good. And right. 1001, 1002. Starter ignition, oil pressure, engine's coming up. You know, they say, yeah, we got 30 by 30. Cut out. Oh, you know, I adjusted the curve after I landed, and because when I landed here, I was pulling back on the yoke and nothing was, I mean, I had a little bit of response, not much. So oh, let's roll. I was going to say, that didn't look right. So I adjusted this up some, and I was pondering this. I might try that. I was pondering it when I was upstairs. It's got to have more than I gave it, that's for sure. Yeah, and that worked out okay. I need to quit futzing with this, what I need to do. Let's see, where was I? Alright, and let's turn this on. Come on. I keep saying on various different forums that at some point they need to get away from 2 click spots in XPlane. They need to have 1 click spot. Left click for up, right click for down. You know, that's something that it's sometimes it's the little things. Doesn't the TBM have a powerful engine with 600 kilometers an hour? Well, it'll do, I don't know what it is in kilometers per hour. I think it does about, if I were to guess, it'd be about 450 to 500 in that range. At altitude. Did you watch the Citation Max on Twitch? He gave a preview of the X Aviation SR22. I have not seen it. Was it good? I'm hoping, yeah, I want to see that. That's going to be released Friday or Saturday. Let's see, I keep getting sidetracked here. Generators are on. It goes on. Goes on. On. Come on. Flight plan. Oh. Flight plan. I don't need to do that because I have no flight plan. Yes. So yes, it was good, huh? I've got the hold my beer one, and I was like, I don't know why I don't care for it. I don't know why. I can name a few things. I think it needs some work. It's a nice airplane, but I think it needs some work. So, yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I want to see that video. It's good that we have a decent SR22 finally, if it is good. And I suspect it is. He flies one for real. He was very happy. Yeah, oh, okay, so I thought it was the dev that did the demo. So it was somebody else, someone that advised the dev or something like that. Because that's similar to how they did the TBM. The TBM, they had access to a TBM pilot and probably a TBM airplane, and TorqueSim and HotStart. I'm not going to say they're thick as thieves, but they work together. So I suspect the graphics are amazing, and the pictures I've seen look amazing. I was actually looking at the pictures, comparing it to FS 2020. That's how good they were. So. Yeah, so let me find my flight plan here. Move that over there, move this over here. Do a little bit of change here. And KJAX. And where's my flight plan? Peach. And from Peach, we're going Y421. octal. Orlando. Yep. To Pogi 2. See, so that's the KJAX. Oops. Delete that. KJAX. Proc. That's us. I was impressed that he had over 300 viewers at one time. All the big names were chatting. Like, who are the big names? I could name one that was probably not there. I won't name him though, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so zoom back in. And what runway are we taking? Runway 14. What's the weather? LOL, I'm thinking Chili Willy's. What? I don't know who Chili Willy's is, so if that's supposed to be a big name, I don't know it. Flight planning. And latest sim brief. Okay, so let's see, let's click fly now. And weather at MYNN is 120 at 10. So we get a long taxi. We gotta go across and all the way down. Okay, that's alright. Twitter's 3005. So we're taking off of 13, is it? 14. And we'll say, we're going west, so we'll say 4,000. Alright, so that's set, that's set, that's set, and checklist, checklist. so check. Oops. And let's see, taxi light on, parking brake off. Let's get this show on the road. John Fly, yeah, he's really big. Don't know Torb97, and I don't know JSnap. They must be Twitch streamers. Come on. These fences here are courteous of the airport enhancement package. Not a huge fan of them. Yeah, I never was a fan of Twitch streaming. I'm gonna go over there occasionally. When there's nobody streaming and I want to watch a stream, I'll go over there. But I like to watch Avioman, XPlane 1972, Blue Games, and was it Kuwait Pilot, Q8 Pilot. Watch them quite a bit. There's a couple of others too. I don't watch them as often because they don't stream as often. Let's see, we are going the right way. What's tower? 19.5. Yeah, XPlane 1972, I would have expected him to be there. He likes to fly some, he does fly some GA occasionally. You know, they all fly the, you know, the big ones all the time. Which, you know, I'll probably fly the Zebo tomorrow. I'll be back in Jacksonville. I might take a short flight up to Atlanta. You know, getting these curves right to me is essential. I don't know what it is about me and these curves. You know, and, well, my yoke was all messed up. I found that out and I fixed it. But then my curves were all messed up too. And I don't know why I have to have them so right. I mean, flying a Cessna 152, 172, 182, you know, and Archers and all that, it's just, you know, there's no curves. You just fly the airplane. But it's harder to tell, for me to tell, it's harder for me to judge in XPlane than it is in the real world. In the real world, it's, I mean, you can tell, you know, it's just, there it is. As long as your speed is right on final, you've got no problems at all. You know, if you got your speed a little bit too high, you'll float. In, especially in the Archer or the Piper Warrior, low-wing airplanes, they float. This is a nice tour of a nice airport. Look at that. Honestly, if I was here right now, I'd stay, probably. I love the beach. I love the palm trees. My kids know I'm an idiot about palm trees. There's a park in St. Petersburg that's absolutely stunning, and these beautiful palm trees in it. I'd take a book and just sit down and B. Yeah, I'm real curious about that. You know, they built that thing with hardware in mind, but the hardware that they, you know, the company that makes that hardware, their hardware is just so expensive. You know, they've got a flight autopilot controller that's similar to this one, similar. But I think it doubles up the use of these two knobs. So, you know, I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they just didn't do the full panel. And then they charge, I think, somewhere between $300 and $400 for that little thing. So just a brief look at things. Alright, let's put that on flight idle, go here. Yep. Yep. Yeah, John Fly does that, whatchamacallit, throttles. He does, what is it, FS economy. Flaps, and put my flaps down, so that's why you do the checklist. And check your flight controls. Check, check. DI system will do. Trims are good. Passenger table, stroke switches on. CAS display is good. Fuel is even and good. Flight instruments are set, and set. Altimeter setting is good. LFE is right. And 85 knots. Battery charge is good. Turn. Just take a peek to see if there's any airplanes. Nope. So, lights, icing, flaps are set, transponder, switches, park and brake, toga. Oh, Snack Air, yeah. And you're in there, huh? What are you flying Snack Air? He gets on people if they're not doing well. I did FS economy in the Turbine Duke. Long time ago. Flaps up, yaw damper. Yeah, let's get the inertial separator off. PC-12. Yeah, it's a good airplane to make money with. Much more capable in terms of cargo than this airplane is. Keep getting error codes, huh? I don't know anything about that. You know, I've never, well, I did fly the default Cessna 172 in XPlane many years ago, but not much. What's it got? Big tires? You said it's a bush plane, bush kit, so it must have large tires. I want to go on up. 280. Yeah, 280. Yeah, that might be cool. The only bush plane I've got is the Kodiak, and I'm working on it. It's got problems, but I haven't had a lick of time to work on it, really, honestly. Which, yeah, I keep. Speaking of bush flying, I want to fly into, me and somebody, might have been Glenn, talking about flying into Nelson, which is up in, I mean, it's not bush flying, but it's up in the area where they do a lot of bush flying. If you look on YouTube at some of the videos of turboprop airplanes landing in Nelson, it's a really interesting, all of them are very interesting. The PC-12s, King Airs, I haven't seen any TBMs fly in there. I've seen a lot of airplanes. I think I saw a Meridian fly in there. What is this thing doing? Yeah, next time I fly in here, I've got to pick a different, I got to find another one of these fly into. I've got a few of them. Just haven't used them. I was watching a FS 2020 a leaked video that somebody made today, and I was comparing it to XPlane, obviously. No doubt it's better, but sometimes it's subtle. So what will be interesting to me is a couple things that'll be interesting. sure the look inside the cockpit will be interesting. And the amount of scenery down below, and the frame rate, and the lighting, all those things, and the flight dynamics, all those things. And I don't know how many of those airplanes are really good. You know, I mean, you know, because they have 2 citations in the list of airplanes. The TBM, you know, which are the 3 that I'm most interested in. A bunch of others. Oh, and they have a King Air 350i too. We have the Piper Cub from Aeros and Gaming. Is that good? I mean, that's a plane to VR in. Piper Cub. Those are the kinds of planes that I would be tempted to borrow my son's VR. He's down here playing a VR game now. He probably can't hear me. But I'd be tempted to have him hook it up to my PC and try a bush plane. Flying in the mountains with a bush plane, that would be wow. I could see a second ago. Am I in the soup? I am in the soup. Yeah, so you need to get yourself a Oculus. Is it called a Neo? Doesn't have to have any external stuff. You just put the headset on. We got some weather ahead of us, might make it interesting. You know, the thing about this, and I've had this happen to me when I was flying real world, you can't tell how high those clouds are. Like, it's very deceptive. Yeah, I bet. Any airplane, you say. I think I think bush planes, because I mean, I love the Orbx airports, but I don't have any airplanes that I can fly into them. I mean, I could get away with a TBM at some of them. Hold on, let me see. Let's go Piper Cheyenne 50 foot. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, so the Cheyenne needs yeah, it needs 1,980 feet to take off. TBO, you mean TBM in Portland? There we go. Yeah, I'd need for the Cheyenne, I need 300 feet or so. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what airplane I flew into Portland, and it probably was the TBM. In fact, I know I flew out of it, the TBM, I know that. Oh, I need to click. And I need to get busy here on this throttle. What happened to my call sign? I hope I didn't lose my what does it say? Somewhere along the line, my Hobbs meter got reset. Nuts. Standard. So we got some storms up ahead. I don't know how high they go. And I installed my a new version of my weather enhancement thing. Don't know how well it works. I don't know if I've got to reset some things or not. Hope it didn't muck things up. Yeah, so that's what it looks like down there. The water when you're flying over. You know, it's got that aqua stuff going on. Like that you can see the bottom of the ocean, the sea. It's the Sargasso Sea, I guess. What will Addis give me? I don't know. I guess it would give me whatever. I never use the Addis. I always just get the weather from whatever software I'm using. Right now in Jacksonville it is wind is calm, few at 2,500, scattered 1,8,000, broken to 5,000. Temperature's 26, altimeter 3007. So if we go arrival charts, and there we go star, doing the Pogey. Expect. No altitude restrictions at all. Well, it's calm wind, so I'll land runway 8. I think you can get Addis. Do you have active sky? Or do you just use the default? Something I've occasionally used. Yeah, if you dial to 122.0. So if I wanted a weather brief 122.5, let's see, so let me, I don't know if this will work. 122.5. 122.5, no, 05. Swap that over and switch to COM2. I don't think it works. Let me try this. I gotta switch frequencies anyway, so it's alright. Swap. If 122.02 is tuned, then the ADIS of the destination airport will be in the flight plan, if any, will be played. While if 122.05 is tuned and a flight plan is set, a concise weather briefing for the rest of the flight will be set. So I would have to put a flight plan in. Flight summary. And there's my flight plan. Let's see, so if I put this in. If I go to flight plan and departure MYNN, and I'm going to KJAX, and I don't know what my altitude is off the top of my head, and cruise is 280, cruise is 300 is fine, climb, what can I, and let's, waypoints, so it wants me to add the waypoints in one at a time. All weather from X Aviation. Okay, so real weather. I think I had that. So it wants to load it. So what if I just do an auto route? Doesn't want to auto route for some reason. Yeah, it wants to load it. Yeah. Alright, wait. I can do this. Okay. MYNN KJAX. It doesn't like it. Everything's got to be in caps. Alright, so now I'm on 122.05 and I'm not hearing anything. So cancel. Yeah, I will be real curious. The thing I think I'll be most curious about is what the frame rates are like in FS 2020. But the clouds are better. They have improved quite a bit. They could go quite a bit further. So what if I dialed in 122.02? that. No ADIS there. Well, I've got a flight plan in. Go back to options. If COM1, COM2 frequency is active, wait. I am on COM1.
Abbreviated briefing from your current position to Mike, Yankee, November, 2, Kilo, Juliet, Alpha, X-ray, convective, Sigma 1, 4, Echo, valid until 0100, Zulu, for your route of flight. No airmats active for your route of flight. Current weather conditions, Mike, Yankee, Bravo, Sierra, wind 106 at 13, visibility 10, sky condition 2200, scattered 8000, scattered, ceiling 1000, broken, ceiling 7000, overcast, temperature 9, dew point 3, altimeter 3004, for the destination. At your estimated arrival time, wind calm, visibility 10, sky condition 8000, scattered, temperature 5, dew point 4, altimeter 3007, winds aloft for the en route area at 30,000 feet.
Okay, I get it. But that's nice, you know, that's alright. That's like a flight service. When you're en route, you can dial up a flight service station and listen to, you know, ask questions about the weather along the route. It's not an ADIS, but they'll give you a briefing. I honestly should have called those buttheads when I was flying back from St. Louis to New Jersey. I should have called them. I would have, you know, what I learned that day is that weather services can be just as rotten on aviation as they are in you know, when you watch the Weather Channel. I mean, honestly, if I'd have had an iPad back then, I would have saved myself a lot of risk. Yeah, I would say 1 to 2 years. XPlane needs to catch up on the clouds, obviously. They may have to catch up some on the performance. Probably some on the scenery, but these clouds, they look good. I don't know if I'm streaming 2K right now. Am I streaming 2K? Because my software changed, and every time my software changes, it wipes out my frickin' settings. So I don't know if I can tell when I'm streaming. Let's see, so video. I think I am. Yep, I am. Yeah, the clouds in, you know, and I think XPlane could actually compete on a different way. Because I was watching that. You're on an iPad. I was watching that pirated video, whatever you want to call it, pirated, whatever. And I was watching the turbulence. The guy flew into what looked like a storm. So I was very interested in what kind of turbulence he had. And they have the same problem that Prepared and FSX and XPlane have, which is instead of giving you real turbulence, they basically just wiggle the airplane to make it seem like you're in turbulence. And they could do so much better. Now, this was an older alpha, so maybe they've done more since then. I don't know. But, yeah, I could have just flown in here to Fort Lauderdale. But I didn't. And I'm landing runway 8. So I may just put in 2,000 by 5 miles before Jacksonville. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. My plan. KJAX. What is... Hold on, I gotta look at the approach. KJAX. So we will intercept out here at Libby. 2,000. That'll do it. So we start descending in 43 minutes. But yeah, I've got some source code on my machine that I wrote for Prepared a while back that simulates turbulence, real turbulence, up and down air movement. And I'll have to look to see, to look at the documentation for FS 2020. You know, if I don't know of any API in XPlane that would allow me to do what I did. But if you look back in my uploaded videos history, you'll see there's 2 videos. They're not very good videos, to be honest, but they're at least show you the software. I never got to the point where I was demonstrating the strong turbulence, and it's difficult to do in Prepared because Prepared doesn't have the concept of lift on the wing. It basically has a lift point that's at the middle of the airplane someplace. So if you rock the left wing, it actually just lifts the whole airplane. And if you dip the right wing, it just drops the whole airplane. So I wanted it to tilt the airplane like a real airplane would. Does an airplane have their own clouds, and you have 3 different add-on choices? XPlane, well, yeah, they do have their own clouds. Right there, those are XPlane clouds. There's no modifications done to those whatsoever. I think those are new in the beta. What's amazing about XPlane is that the performance when you see all those clouds is really good. You know. But yeah, so I could only go so far with that turbulence program. But in XPlane and in FS 2020, they have, you know, the wing actually lifts. So there's no real center point. It lifts from here. So if I put an updraft on this wing, the airplane should tilt. So all I need is an API to be able to cause an updraft on that wing. And either, you know, and air might move slightly differently on this wing. So it might be a slight updraft on this wing and an even smaller updraft on this wing, which would cause the airplane to tilt to the right. So yeah, I did one in a PA-46 and then another one in the Turbine Duke. The PA-46 one is the better of the two. But I had very light turbulence on at the time. As you can see, the airplane actually does respond to the lift. I was disgusted when I found out that it only had one lift point in the middle of the airplane. It's doable. I had air moving all around the airplanes, up and down. You know, I didn't touch the horizontal moving wind. I didn't have any, because their horizontal wind is pretty good. But I spent like, I want to say 6 months right in that. Very efficient. That's one thing I'll say. There's no frame rate hit for it whatsoever in Prepared. I just need a similar API in XPlane. Or I'll give them the friggin' code. There's a view. That's a view. Yeah, all those cloud layers in XPlane. Couldn't do anything like this in Prepared. And you know, and I don't know, maybe Prepared has got its it's doing better in performance now. The clouds look better. I wonder if you can actually fly a ILS or have the autopilot fly an ILS in Prepared. They're not real good at that. Look at that view. Oh man, I was supposed to talk to my dentist today about my daughter. Look at that down there. Hey, Charpentier. Yeah, look at that weather down there. Whoa. Don't go that way. Oh. Things just cleared up. What airport is that? That's Opelika? Yeah, I think Orbx may have stopped doing XPlane development for a while. I think they may be porting a bunch of airplanes to FS 2020. Minutes. Traffic over there. Yeah, I tell you what, where FS 2020 has it hands down is the water. I still can't believe that water. So tomorrow night I'm going to fly something else, probably the Zebo. Keep working on this stuff, and then the citation again. One or the other, the citation or the Zebo. They're both fun, really fun. Both really good too. I've got a lot to learn about that citation. I just, I've only got a month or so to really learn it. It will probably fall by the wayside once I, get FS 2020. Oh, really? Oh, no. Well, you could get it. What do you have, an i3? Approach in while I'm thinking about it. 10.7. Missed approach altitude is 3,000. Craig VOR. Craig is down here, right? 114.5. I heard that. Zero 77. Heading is synced heading. CDI. What else? Minimums. 229. I could just do this. I guess if I'm going to use that, then I got to do it this way. I-5 4460. And an AMD. Well, the higher you fly, the less demand, and the slower you fly, the less demand it puts on your CPU. I guess you'll see when you see the YouTube videos, which will be everywhere. So that's a monstrous storm over there. See, that's the problem with XPlane. Nothing looks like a monstrous storm. See some lightning, fake lightning there. And even FS 2020 lightning needs some work. But it sounds like they've done a much better job on the thunder in XPlane now. That at least sounded realistic. If you fly up high, you know, like right now I'm getting 36 frames. I've got my settings pretty high, not super high, but pretty high. But if I get away from Florida, it'll go up near 50. Yeah, when I get down low, then it gets lower again. Minimum specs, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see how it does on my system, see if it's harder on my system than XPlane is. And that'll tell you something. You know, I mean, XPlane was always lagging behind FSX, and then it zoomed ahead of prepared, still ahead of prepared. Some traffic down there somewhere. "7,000 feet below me and about 5 miles. $600. Only $600. That's a lot of money to practically anybody. So I've got my VNav in. The weather's clearing up nicely, pretty nicely. 23 more minutes. I guess I could select the approach. I wonder what happens now. Ah, see, it overwrites it. There, now GPS knows. Big, big lake. This guy down here at 3,700 feet below me is going faster than me. Yes, I do go fishing in Florida when I can. I think between my son and myself, we probably caught. My son caught a lot more because he stayed with it, but he probably caught about 30 fish. I caught maybe 10, 15. Well, if I look at the radar, there he is. Jet blue. It's an Embraer 90. I think is what that is. I was actually chatting with a friend of mine from back home a couple nights ago. Sea fishing. You know, we fished in the bay a lot, and we fished out in the ocean a few times. You know, the fishing in the ocean is a little hit and miss, but it's pretty good. We go down to the South Carolina coast and fish down there too, and catch. During the day, you catch little fish, and the early in the morning and late at night, you'll catch bigger fish and more unusual fish. Some dangerous fish too. Catch some big sharks. Well, I say big. Anything bigger than 2.5 foot shark is once you've seen a shark's mouth that's that big, you understand that they can be dangerous. And I caught one about 2.5 feet long. But yeah, we didn't bring any in. We were out there one night till. My son likes to close the pier. He likes to stay out there. We were out there till midnight, and there was something, or some fish out there that were biting the bait in half. And I'm talking, you know, 4-inch fish bait. You know, so there was something out there. Kind of eerie, if you know what I mean. I used to go out there when I was young, and I would just take my fishing pole. I'd get some bait, and I'd throw it out there, fish a little bit, and then just leave it sit out there and read a book. And then somebody would come along, and we'd get busy fishing again, and might go back to my book. I'd be out there for 3 or 4 hours. But yeah, you can catch sea bass there. You can catch catfish, but they're not freshwater catfish. You don't eat those; they're no good. But they're pretty big. You know, 9 inches to a foot is the range we saw. The snapper. There's this black and white fish. It's really smart. I don't even remember what it's called. Stingrays. Those are annoying. Lots of pinfish. Like if you get really bored, just take some worms or something and go catch a bunch of pinfish. We didn't see any. I mean, we were down at Clearwater and Treasure Island, I think it's called. But I would imagine that there's some places where you do, especially inland. See all kinds of things when you go fishing out there. All kinds of things. Wing flap? Nope. I'm wondering if that's rowing resistance. I don't know what that is. See, there's something in here. And I do have it turned on. And there's also this, and then there's low level. Where is it? There's another turbulence. Surface turbulence. So I do have that turned on. Nothing. Yeah, it costs 1 to 2 frames. So I don't know if I should leave that on or not. What happens if I shut it off? So it only affects you when you're down low. I'm going to shut it off for right now. Yes, it does. Oh, you did? Yeah, it's it works on all planes. You do have to, you know, you have to be patient and take your time and set it up for each plane. You know, the defaults are a good place to start, but you have to go in there and adjust it. I had a bunch of issues with it would make a sound whenever I changed my views, and you guys heard it when I was doing my replays, like the speed brakes were coming up, and that was a default setting. This airplane doesn't even have speed brakes. There's a setting, speed brake, no. There's a auto speed brake sound. So for this airplane, that needs to be off. I had it off, I don't know why it's back on. Really nice looking clouds over here. I'll be real curious to see what the cities look like in FS 2020. That's another area where XPlane has to catch up is they've got the ortho, you know, but the cities need a lot of work. And again, I'll have to check to see what the performance is like in that. Email prop strike above my ears. Hope they get back to me. Okay. Don't know anything about that app. KSFB. I know this airport. Yeah, I've heard of them. Prop Strike. What else do they make? Pretty down there. Not far from Daytona here. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do, there's our descent point. Maybe a little over 5 minutes left. I'll do a touch and go back around for just a visual approach or just a visual pattern. I'm going to do a couple landings while I got this airplane in the air. Might adjust my yoke settings while I'm doing that, try different things. You have scenery up, North Canada bush fly in, and that 172. Let me look, because there's one airport that I've seen up there. I mean, it would be cool to see more bush fields. I like that. Like, I don't know if you've ever looked at Orbx's bush airports. They've got some. I don't know that I would call them. They've only very few bush airports, but they do have some, and they're just beautiful. I don't know what else I could say about them. They're just beautiful. Prop Strike. Let's see if they come up with anything. Okay. So, oh, are these the folks that make Reality Expansion Pack? Oh, that's SimCoders. Why did they come up? Quantum River, yeah. Yeah, that's the one that everybody talks about. Orbx has got quite a few. Like I said, they're marginal. You know, I don't know if you'd call them that, but like Darien, Concrete. What is the one? They're just little airports that are all over the. There's. Up there in the islands, Anacortes. Then there is a bush airport up in Canada. I think it begins with an S. You fly up this valley and past this small town and into that airport. Very short runway. Landed there a number of times. Beautiful flight. Going in and out of there just for fun. And then they've got Bella Coola, which is up in Canada. That's a nice one. I've never had Bella Coola. That's one of the ones I've never bought, but I've always looked at it. It's just out there by itself. If I wanted to go cruising mountains for a while to get to it, then that'd be great, but they need to make it to where people can develop airports more easily. Because there's, you know, 40,000 airports out there. You know, and there's just too many of them, and it's too expensive to buy them all. You know, if you look down here, you know, if I look around right here, I bet you I would see an airport somewhere. Wouldn't be long. You know, is that one? Don't know. No, that's a road. Well, let's have a look over here. Okay, so there's, you know, there's all these. And they're all interesting, you know, in the real world, they're all interesting. You know, in the sim world, we fly into, a lot of people fly into the bigger airports. But real pilots don't just fly into the bigger airports. They fly into big ones, they fly into small ones, they fly into regionals. They're all over the place. They're all interesting. And I think we miss that. I think that's an experience that we miss. That's why I love regional airports. It's just that somebody makes one and they don't get that much money because, you know, they're expensive. So you got to have a lot of people buy it. And it's a lot of work. PAKX. What is... I know that one. What is that? PAKX. There it is. I don't know that airport. Where is that? Oh wow, that's way out there. That's Canada? No, it's Alaska. Yeah, Orbx made one that's way out there on the on that you know, on the Aleutians somewhere. I think they made two. Did they make PACD? I don't think they didn't make Dutch Harbor. That's famous. You know, they just space them so far apart.
Vertical track.
Alright, I gotta get busy. Yeah, click BNav now. Alright, so there we go. And what else? What's the altimeter? .3007. And they made another one out there. They just, when they're spaced that far apart and the runways are short, you know, you gotta fly something that'll land on a very short runway. You could do that in a Turbine Duke. A Turbine Duke can land at 900 feet of runway. I think it takes 1100 or 1200 to get off the ground. You know, just put the brakes on and go full throttle. You know, 1 notch of flaps. You know, I've gotten that thing off the ground in a very short amount of runway. It's hard to land it on a very, very short runway though, because you gotta put it on the ground. There's no flare to it. You put it on the ground. See, another thing is this G1000, which is nice, but visually it could look a lot better. You know, this line should be thicker than these lines. It should be clearer. See, something happened to my plane. Oh, let me look. Yep, yep, that's in Alaska. That's not little. Looks like a nice place to go. So you loaded that area up in your sim and you just went cruising around? Okay. There's KJAX up there too, and they've also done for prepared. They did what is the name of that town? I mean, I've always been attracted to getting KJAX. It's got a airport on one side of the bay or river, and on the other side is the town, and it looks really nice. You know, when you get an Orbx airport, you get more than just the airport. You get the ambience around it, which is something I've always liked about all of their airports, almost all of them. You know, it's not so critical and prepared because you have ortho. But there's another one up there too. What is it? Valdez. I think that's what it is. Skagway. Yep. Yep. They did Juneau. Oh, that's right. And there's one out there on the Aleutians too. Pretty one. But it just, like I said, I'd never go out there. Oh no, look at this. XPlane's gotta fix that. I hear rumor that they're working on a whole new weather engine. I think what I'm going to do here, this is a nice airport here too, I think. Or this one, I'm not sure which one. I want to check this airport out. All these ones that have an N in the second letter, you know, it's KN something, those are Navy bases. So this is Navy JAX. That looks like a Navy base. I want to check this one out. So 18,000 feet. So looks to me, if I do bearing 2, at 46 miles to there, so 46. And I've got to lose 18,000 feet, and that will take me. So if I increase my rate of descent, if I do a VS right here instead and go down 1,500 feet per minute. And pull back on my power a little bit. I could just not go this way and come over this way. Shave some time off. My nice approach controller is doing that for me. My nice center controller, I should say. It's minus 10. The weather here now, 25,000 broken, scattered 18,000. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Yeah. This is Craig VOR right there. Yep. So if I activate, let's see, so let's do this. I'm going to do heading mode now. Turn right 10 degrees. And proc. I'll activate the approach. That does nothing more than show me where the line is to the approach. I don't want to intercept there. That's a dumb place to intercept. I loaded to Libby. So let's go back to flight plan. So if I go here, activate leg, Now I go back out. Now where does it take me? Now there's no line whatsoever. Great. It says 1900 feet. So it says it's taking me direct to Libby, but it's completely lost. Looks like. I gotta fix those bugs. I mean, I can live with them, and you know, there's always a way. But what if I do this? What if I go here? Let's see. So I didn't do a direct. I did an activate leg. I do a direct. Enter. Now we do a flight plan. Now it's got it. So I want to be a little bit outside of Libby. And Libby is, it says 1900 feet, but it says 2,000 out here. So I'll stick with 2,000. 10,000 feet. Lights on. Go 10 degrees further right. Does the G1000 in this plane work just as good or about the same? It works. I'll say it. There are features that they've added to it that makes it better in this plane than in other planes, but essentially they all work the same. This one has synthetic vision. There's only 2 that I know of, maybe 3 now that the SR-22 is coming out, that have synthetic vision, where you can see the terrain on your display. So there's this one, the Pocket Rocket, and I believe the SR-22 has it as well. And this one has a really good working keyboard. And I expect that the SR-22 keyboard works really well too, because, like I said, TorqueSim and HotStart work fairly closely together. So yeah, it works basically the same. It's got some bugs. You gotta recognize them when they happen. But you know, they're working on it. This ring here is a bug. They've got to fix that. And it's a, you know, they know about it. They just got to get around to fixing it. So I'll be real curious about how the G3000 and, you know, the G1000 work in FS 2020. See if they work as well. This one works really good. They got some source code from somebody and they hacked it, or they made it work with XPlane. You know, I don't think they did all this themselves. This is a lot of work. So I'm gonna go back CDI. Does that look right? Well, it is right, whether or not it looks right. And there's Ajax. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, no, not on the G1000. He did a lot of mods to the G1000. He did this. Oh, of course, I don't know. There was somebody else that did the graphics. He did the systems. You know, so but he did a lot of work on the systems. $1,000. Alright, so we're good. And yep, we're gonna get down. This is a good. This is good. I'm gonna power back a little bit. Start getting the speed down. Let's zoom in. Thank you. Yeah, a little early, but not much. Yeah, I was looking at. I've looked at a couple of his streams, and I did look at how he's working on the Challenger. Pretty amazing stuff. They think they'll have it done before the end of the year. What are folks going to do then? They're going to stay over in FS 2020 all the time? So down here I'm getting 28 frames. You know, because I've got pretty decent clouds up here. And my slider's one down from the max right now. So it's a little bit rough on my machine. I wanted to get the latest beta, but there's some problems with it. I hope they have a new beta coming out this week. I've heard it's smoother. It's an antenna right there. Alright, let's do a right turn. Power's good, speed's good. So we're going to do a touch and go. Come on. And the approach. Flaps 1. Yeah, there's a little rumble from the wind, which I like. Let's see, let's go back to... Yep, he does those live streams. Localizers are live. You'd think as many times as I've flown into Jacksonville that I'd know this area, but I swear to God, there's so much. It's never boring. Heading bug is set. I could fly back and forth between, you know, up and down Florida from now on, and I'd be perfectly content. So I got a 10 knot quartering headwind. That's not what the forecast says. What's it say? Still says it's calm. It'll calm down. Slow to 140. There's the airport. So touch and go. Do left traffic. Glide slope's alive. Outer marker. Approach is set. 3 rain. Come on. Come on. flaps. I wish I had a force feedback yoke. Don't we all? I need to adjust my throttle some more. Come on.
Minimum. Airspeed.
That's what I was looking for. That was nice and smooth. Flaps up. Yaw damper. Flight director's really not going to do us any good. Okay, so speed's good, flaps, gear. Might be a quick turn. Yep. Full flaps. Yeah, I'm low. That's okay. I'm a little fast too.
Minimum. Airspeed.
Flaps up. Pitot heat off, landing light off, strobes off. Yaw dampers on. Lucky I got that landing was as nice as it was with the yaw damper on. Why was the yaw damper on? Oh, okay. Good night, Ken. Oops. Gotta watch this fuel truck. Where are you going? Light idle, park and brake, taxi light off. Set the timer. Oops. Spot drones, standby. Set the trims. And where's the aileron trim? Oh. Radar's off, transponder flaps are up. Strobes are off, landing trims. So my first landing was 82 feet, minus 82 feet per minute. The second one was minus 74. I'll take those. But the yaw damper was on. That messes everything up. It was for the second one, not for the first one. Inertial separator off, lights off. 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 And that's that. And door. And here we are. Zebo tomorrow. I have to look at its curve. No, I'm not going to mess with it because if I do, I'll forget and leave this one like that. Pretty place. All right. Good night, world.